What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another review. I gotta work on that. Welcome back to another Reviews Corp podcast, episode 16. I'm your good host, Red Defilos Reviews, and I'm back here again with my good co-host, Unity Review and Analysis. What's up, Unity?
Hi, well, another podcast, another ship movie to watch.
Yeah. It's a consistent theme, unfortunately. But before we get started, just a quick reminder, we have another channel, another Reviews Corp podcast, where we store these videos after they're on here on my channel. You can find this another Reviews Corp podcast linked in my description down below, and you'll be able to find these episodes the Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, so as we continue on, we are talking about the new Sony universe of Marvel characters film that is Madam Web. Madam Web is known to get Madam Webillion and such, so
Yep. It's a good. I just, to be honest, at least no one's buying tickets for this one.
yeah. So, as we were saying, another Sony product. You had stuff like Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Morbius, and then soon we're getting Venom 3 and Craven this year. So yeah, it's a packed year for Sony. So one thing about it is, like, this is not, tied to any cinematic universe. According to Sony, they said that Madam Web is not meant to be a part of the MCU. It's not meant to be a part of Venomverse either. It's meant to be its own isolated film, which, fine, I guess.
I mean, yeah, to be it's just sad that I guess I don't know the original plan to just do this. It's so complicated behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's clear that people were lied to, because I know Dakota Johnson has been very not subtle in terms of her frustrations with regards to the film. And before we get into that stuff, let's probably see if that stuff is valid or not. It could be a good film, right? It could be a very good film.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. So yeah, as we were talking about, stars Dakota Johnson as Madam Web. You also got Sydney Sweeney here as Julia Cornwall. You got Isabela Merced as Anya Corazon, and you got Celeste O'Connor as Maddie Franklin. And these are your protagonists for the film. You got Tahar Rahim as Ezekiel Sims, the villain of the movie. And Adam Scott and Emma Roberts are here as well as Ben Parker and Mary Parker. Yeah, so, the gang's all here. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the film starts off pretty odd. So it's flashback to 1973. So you got Cassandra's mom. She's basically taking pictures of a rare spider. Apparently, this spider is supposed to have some unusual properties. You know, so that's what they're there for. And Ezekiel
Yeah.
Sims, um,
Uh,
he's
blo- uh, uh,
he's a very obvious like I
bad
want to
guy.
do something that's not in line with yours, which when she finds the spider, which we learned that Cassandra's mom was pregnant with Cassandra on this expedition, which
Which is like, why the
I
fuck do you?
like not
Why?
early bloomer like the ninth month, I think.
I was like, no, it can't be true. It's like, I don't know what to say about this shit because it's like, I was like, why are you even in the trip to find a spider like this
Yeah,
if you're fucking pregnant?
yeah, and I guess it's like it's this unidentified spider in Peru. It's just like
Yeah.
we're gonna find it. We're sure to find it, even though it's unidentified. Okay, I guess. And then
And and then they just the
yeah,
fucking
they
it's like
find it. Yeah.
yeah they find it. It's like so
Oh,
easy and
just just before that, it's like it's like there's like a rumor. There's like these mysterious spider people. Yeah, and then they figure out 2 minutes later, yeah, that rumor was real. So
yeah the
okay,
dialogue is so shit. It's like, oh god, they just spell everything.
yeah, it's no like I wrote it down. When Ezekiel like says when Ezekiel has the gun and shoots the other scientist, he literally tells her the mom, my motivations are different compared to yours, like bar for bar. That's what he said.
Oh,
My
Jesus.
intentions are different or something like that. Yeah, like no shit. You shot scientists. Of course,
Yeah,
my motivations are different than yours.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So go ahead.
so this fucking guy said, "Oh, I did this because I'm poor. He can't eat." No, seriously, that's his motivation. If this is the dialogue.
Yeah. Hello, operation. Yep. It is. It is
Uh,
indeed webbing time.
yeah. Yeah. So the motivation for the bad guy is he's poor. He doesn't have money to eat, so he capture a spider and kill people.
Oh yeah. And by the way, if you're wondering why Ezekiel Sims or Madam Web are young, doesn't answer that. So shut up. I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, he just also like the mom just he only have like two people to just help her to find the spider, which is apparently a completely different species. Which you might think there should be like hundreds of scientists.
Yeah. They have like, I guess like,
Two people. Holy shit. Yeah,
yeah.
he only got like has like two people for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so yeah, these mysterious spider people just show up and they take the mom. The wire
But
work is very bad.
yeah, by the
Um,
way, if Sims just shot her in the head, the entire movie dies.
I, so I guess like the only thing I could say is like you could still give birth, and still have no problems with that. It's just it all depends on the spider people finding her or them existing in the first place is the issue.
And that
It's
which is funny because Sims shot her in the stomach, which the place the pregnancy is in. Like, oh my
yeah
god.
that yeah. So like it hit her in the heart, from what I'm guessing, but or somewhere like the chest area. Yeah. So these spider people they take her. So again, just
And
a
then,
reminder, they said 2 minutes ago that these are like mythical, not
which
even
is,
sure if this is real kind of thing. And yeah, they just happen to be real.
and then
And then
they were like, so I'm gonna protect. If you reveal later, it's like I'm gonna protect the spider. It's like what? Okay, Stardom just capture Sims right now.
yeah, Sims just runs away.
Yeah, I was like, and the spider people can just catch them if they can just like fly on trees or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, Sims just runs away. The spider people they take the mom, they put her in some water, and they have a spider bite the mom in the chest, which seems kind of odd, but that will be relevant later. And yeah, so Cassandra is born, and the mom dies.
And then the dialogue is so shit. It's like the spider people was like, "Oh, we gotta take the kid away from you." And it's like, "Oh," and she was like, "Oh, yeah, take him away." It's like, no. It's like, what? She should be like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck are you guys? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to my kid? Why are you taking her away?" It's like blah blah blah. It's like, no, she just accepted immediately without knowing any
Yeah,
context.
yeah. Though I guess the only justification is like there is a explanation, quote unquote, in the third act, before the third act happens. But I don't think it really makes any sense. But yeah, that's your opening, and then it cuts to 2003 because yeah, the film is set in 2003 for some reason.
What the fuck happens? Oh right. Yeah, Dakota Johnson is now is a terrible driver.
Yeah, she's driving an ambulance with good old Ben Parker. Yeah, that Ben Parker.
I was like, yeah. I was like, wait, what the fuck do you even let her drive or give her a driver's license or just like let her even be on the job? Have her be have Ben Parker drive instead.
Yeah, because they don't even because it says like they're both like medically fine because they're both working for the hospital. Yeah, her driving is kind of shit, and that's kind of it. So one thing I had to say, Dakota, I think it's very clear she just didn't care about this movie, because the way she talks, the way she goes about scenes, it just sounds like she doesn't care, which is totally fair. I totally understand. And I know Dakota has done great work outside of this movie. And no, I'm not talking about 50 Shades. But yeah, that is a bit distracting. Even the mom, to be honest, I don't think she was that great either, in my opinion.
Oh Jesus
But
Christ! What the
yeah,
fuck even happened in this movie? I'm throwing so much blanks inside.
yeah. So yeah, they're taking a kid. But that you see, she apparently interacts with these three teenagers, who will be relevant later.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, I just hate this. It's like there's so much also you really have to go in order. It's like there's so much things there's so much
Yeah.
things that was so confused about it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The one part I do remember is when Cassandra asks, "You've never been shot at in Queens?" to Ben Parker. So yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs, quote unquote, that are pretty
Queen.
wild. Yeah.
No, have you never got shot in Queens? Like, yeah, no, of course not. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah,
Yeah.
good question. Now, how did Cassandra even get back to New York or Queens or whatever fuck?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
we don't know. Just fast forwards from 1973 to
I mean, how did they get the baby to a plane and fly back to what the fuck in America?
yeah. I mean, the only thing I can say, it's 30 years, but like that's not
Wow,
that's
that's
still
not.
like that's not like they don't have like a montage of her childhood or like how she grew up.
Or it's like what?
She's just 30 now,
How
and
the also how the fuck do they know where America is? Where the fuck is she born? Like what's like
so she
what's
was born in Peru. That's where the spider people are, which is like South America.
yeah? I was like, but how the fuck did they know that she's like American? And it was like, yeah, let's just bring her back to America. And it's like, okay, how did they cross water? That's Africa.
I don't know, South America.
South
But yeah,
America. It's like that should be the ocean apart.
well, no. It's still you still need to fly, but it's below North America, right?
Jesus.
But yeah,
it's like 14
but
years.
it skips over. Yeah, it skips over 30 years, and we don't see any point of like that montage of like how her growing up or anything like that. You don't have like a young Cassandra in there other than the baby. So that's kind of a jump in terms of how she went back to America. But yeah, I guess just don't question it. And yeah, so you get a few things here. So yeah, they save a kid who happens to be Julia's stepbrother, which is played by Sydney Sweeney. Nothing really relevant there, but then like you have Cassandra on the way back. They have to save somebody from a falling car.
By the way, so Sydney Sweeney has a family here. It's like I don't fucking know how to say this. Like, because apparently all three of them connections, they don't have a family.
Yeah. Okay. So the only thing I could say about Julia is that she's with her dad and stepbrother, or is that her stepdad?
Oh no.
But I guess it's like I guess her logic is like that's not my parents because the mom.
Which is like, it was like just writing for the writers. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand your relationships at all. It's like
honestly, like again, if you're hearing names like Julia Carpenter, Anya Corazon, Maddie Franklin, like none of those matter. They're just inserts. I recognize that name from the comics. That has nothing to do with their characters at all.
Yeah, to be honest, they're barely even characters to begin with.
But yeah, the really the only thing of relevance is that when they do try to save I guess there's another this scene right here in the picture, they're talking about Ben is talking about like how he's met someone and they're getting really serious and like what's her name? Can't say the name because apparently the Sony deal is like you can't say May Parker, you can't say Peter Parker either, and we'll talk about that one in a second. But I just find it hilarious. Yeah, they go out of your way to like as if like you're gonna see May Parker in this in the movie, but no, they don't do that. Especially with how much they emphasize on it too. It's like we really want you to get this Easter egg, but yeah, we're not going to commit to it. I just find it funny. And everybody was wondering, will they figure out if the fortune says with great power comes great responsibility? No, that's not what the fortune was. They do say that line, but it's very stupid, especially later in the movie. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like with something just.
So Ben and Cassandra are they're friends. That's about it. Then Cassandra has a near-death experience where after they save a guy from his falling car, Cassandra gets trapped in the car, falls into the river.
But which is like, what the fuck is this? The strategy? You're like, what? You gonna do this? Okay. Why would you put more weight inside a car that is halfway through the side? What? Just cut the rope from here and just try to pull her out.
If the fortune was with great power comes great responsibility, I guess it would be funnier. I will give it that. Because like for this kind of film, it's clearly not taking itself seriously. So I would have just like accepted it if it was there. When they have the her mentor figure, quote unquote, say it, it's like it's really stupid. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Cassandra sucks at saving people. To be honest, let's just go inside the car, like even further from the passenger, and just cut the rope. It's like no, don't do that. You have to. For me, it was like, wait, what? You guys should find some equipment to just maybe pull the car out or something. Those are not for first aid people. It's like I was like,
that's true. I don't know why paramedics are in charge of getting the person out of the car.
Yes. Like, aren't those like cops, firefighters? Like, what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure paramedics don't do that. Like the concept of getting somebody out of the car, or if they need to, drag the car out with like a hook or something. I mean, I guess it was teetering, and they were there. They were the closest people there, I suppose. But like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure because it wasn't like a
They're not,
inactive scene, so it's like there were still people there.
and
So
and
yeah,
also like they're not trained for this. Why would they train for? Hey, how to save a person from death? I mean, not physical death, but
yeah.
it's like they say for medical death, but not physical death. It's like holy shit, how are they gonna do that?
Yeah, so they just needed something to get Cassandra in a near-death experience,
Right.
because they need to open up her third eye. Which yeah, so when she's in the water, she's hearing a lot of stuff, seeing stuff from futures. Yeah, it's one of those kinds of films.
And then it's like, oh god, and it's just like, it's just like keep preparing for the worst. What's happening? I was like, oh fuck, I'm so blanking about this shit film. Uh, all right, so Dakota Johnson's, it's like they just copy Doctor Strange basically, but less cool. The travel from different multiverse. They just like let's just have a throw around the place. I love Doctor Strange. I love that sequence of Doctor Strange is cool, but it's cool because this is the first time we actually discover the multiverse, the universe, and it's like introducing the magic.
Yeah.
Now it's like I don't fucking know. They barely even touch on magic here.
So it's like so apparently whatever spider bit her mom, it went into her bloodstream during the pregnancy. So this allows her to see the future to some degree.
God, I
Yeah,
hate.
so when Ben jumps into the river to save
I was like, how the fuck did you do
Cassie,
that? She's inside a car when it's falling.
a closed, yeah. So I'm guessing he jumped after it fell, but like I'm pretty sure it's not that easy to open the car door underwater,
Yeah.
from what I understand. But yeah,
Oh,
but the thing is they hard cut it to like where she's out of the water.
what is
Just
like?
don't question it.
And then just like Ben Parker is a paramedic, not a fucking diver. It's like or anyone trained for swimming. It's like why would you? Why does a paramedic know how to do this? I
I mean,
don't
I
know.
guess all I can say is I guess Ben is W Mans.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So yeah, Ben saves Cassie. It's so weird calling Cassandra Webb, Madam Webb, as Cassie but that's like a comic reason. But yeah, so yeah, he saves Cassie. He's checking her vitals, and then all of a sudden, things go back for her. So like they saw that her oxygen is at 89, but then
Yeah.
her vision went back, and then it's like she went right before that moment again, and then so she's thinking it's like deja vu because like she's reliving that moment.
Yeah. How do I say this scene? Like Ben Parker is an asshole.
Ben Parker.
Yeah, he was like, dude, it was like your friend literally just died. I was like, haha. Like, yeah, Ben Parker. I was like, I don't even know what to say about it. It's like, geez, okay, Ben Parker just, okay, imagine your best friend just almost die. You have to save her from almost death, and you just, okay. So, and you have to check her pulse instead of just like, okay, okay, are you all right? Are you sure? Are you safe? Please, like, take care of yourself.
Well, he did do that.
But his dialogue was like low, funny, ha 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 ha. Like it's like they're just like cracking jokes, cracking shitty jokes, insulting jokes for some reason.
I don't really agree with that because like Dakota, like Cassie doesn't really take it that badly either because he did save her life.
Yeah, it's
And then
weird.
when they do the oxygen thing, and then he asks like, "Are you okay? Like, are you really okay?" So it's like I didn't really hate Ben. It's like, but I think it's because of Adam Scott. I
Yeah,
think he's
it's like
decent for what he's doing. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have that much of an issue with Ben. I just find it stupid that he's in this movie, but that's because of Ben Parker.
Yeah, it's like I mean, to be fair, I was like even at certain points, like after my friend just died, I was like almost died. I was like, oh my god, I want to be like sarcastic about it. It's like just I was like, okay, calm down. I was like, oh fuck, are you okay? I would just actually be really really close to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really get that.
Mm.
Because I think it's because like Cassandra didn't take too much of a big deal of it, so it's like,
Which is weird. It was like you expect like Cassandra's like, oh my god, almost died. It was like, what the fuck? That's shit. And she's like, should be dramatic. It's like, oh, she's like, I guess this happened.
yeah, that's more of a Cassandra problem in my opinion. And I think Ben is reacting fair because Cassandra's not acting fair, if that makes sense. But yeah, so she can see into the future, but as of right now, she hasn't came to that conclusion yet.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
We also don't really get why she sees things from the past. So like they do this weird thing in the film where she can see into the future in the moment, and then she lives through the moment, but then goes back to the past. So it's like, so technically she's not in the future. She's just, yeah, so they do it both ways, and it's really annoying. Especially the diner scene, which we'll get to.
And then it's like, I don't know what to say. I was like, there's no consistent rules. Like, okay, how does it occur? Blah blah blah. It's just like, oh, the plot said so whenever it occurs.
Yeah, and she also doesn't know how to control it, which is understandable. But it's like it becomes annoying in the sense of like the audience doesn't get it either. So it's like when it happens, and you really can't question it because the character can't question it either. So yeah, that's kind of the problem.
And it's such a weird scene. And so what's happening next? Oh right, the villain.
Yeah, so he's so yeah, Ezekiel is like looking up.
It's
so there's a few things. There's a few things.
Yeah, Sims infiltrates a party to okay, you know what? Let's just talk about it. It's like okay, so Sim's motivation in the beginning is like he's poor, he doesn't eat. It's like, and then it's like, and then right now it's like, oh my god, you just got a lot of money.
Yeah, it is 30 years later. To be
fair. Like, how the fuck did you get so much money? It's like, I thought that's your motivation. It's like, it was like, oh, I just can't. I just do evil things because I'm poor. I need a spider. It's like, oh, okay. And then,
but it's like, I mean, if he was like a hired hitman or something like that, then it's like, okay, fair enough. Because now he has superpowers, he can get the money. But they don't really go into that either. He's just rich now.
It's like, what's this like?
He's got like a female servant who can like, hack into tech, which is like
he paid her. The dialogue said he paid her to hack everything. It's like, oh my god, how much money do you have?
Yeah, it's part of the 30-year skip.
It's just like fuck it. It's like low. How it's like I guess you sell the spider. Which if that's the case, it's like wait, shouldn't there be reports about this guy found a spider, and he cured this incurable disease from the world. Like everyone should know this shit. He should be like the most famous person in the world. Well, it's like finding a cure for cancer.
I think didn't he keep it for himself?
Huh?
Didn't he keep that for himself though?
I think I think so. Yeah, because like because I was like, but if
because again, it's like if they do like the hired assassin thing, like that's like how he gets his money because he can kill anybody with his poison hands and because he has poison hands. Yeah. And yeah, that is, but like they don't say that either. He's just there.
Yeah, it's like okay, if he keeps a star rider, it's like okay, well, how do you get rich again? I don't know. It's like I get it. It gives you physical strength, and stuff. It's like, but it doesn't give you. It doesn't summon money out of thin air.
Right. But yeah, again, it's I think most of it comes down to the 30-year skip. I can't really, and they don't explain what does he do during that time. He does hook up with with a lady from the party,
It's
which
yeah.
apparently she's like a government worker, I think,
Okay. I checked. That's like NSA. I was like, what's it called again?
like the
Okay.
National Security Agency.
Yeah. I was like, Alfred. Yeah. Found it. Okay. Okay. So the character is okay. Fuck my life. This NSA. Yeah. National Security Agency, which is like direct. Which is like it's just like it has like 42,000 employees in the world. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I guess she's just a higher up, and
yeah. And then which
so he yeah.
my first question is I was like, okay, how do you know that whether she go? I was like, I was like, okay, he can see the future. Maybe I don't fucking know.
So yeah, so we do learn that he does have abilities to see the future, like Cassie, but he's also enhanced with a physical ability, such as he can his if he touches you with his hands, he'll poison you.
Which
Which
was like, yeah, I was
yeah,
like, which is like, well, they are the same spot. He and Dakota Johnson has the same spot. I was like, why doesn't Dakota Johnson have the same powers as him?
yeah. My so it's kind of weird. So I don't know if it's because like if it's like a time thing, like he's had the spider longer, which he's been able to develop that maybe.
I don't,
That's
but
kind of my thing is like when you start combining the hero and the villain characters with like a similar thing, but the hero has a completely different set of powers than the villain. But it's like why? Um, yeah, so it's just one of those things. I don't know if it's like a time thing where Sims just had the spider longer. That's the problem. Like there's like a lot of like guesswork with this film, which is really weird. But yeah. Yeah,
and then it's like
he keeps having the same dream. These three young women are, Julia, Anya, and Maddie. They're going to kill him in the future, and he wants to stop that. Basically,
uh,
um,
so so
yeah,
it's just like, okay, how do you know that she's gonna be here? I was like, okay, you'll see the future. I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't mean that like, how do I say it? I was like, you know how to do it. I was like, you know that because he can't control his fission powers. I was like, oh, that's really contrived. Thanks, fission randomly.
yeah. And then, so one thing the NSA agent says is like apparently they have the tech that could like whatever he's thinking of the person, like his thoughts could put that image of the person in like a digital makeup. So it's like I guess it's like I don't know, some kind of AI that like you can think of Sydney Sweeney's face and her face will show up from your mind to screen or something because like he doesn't know their name or faces. So what he's doing is like he's using the NSA's AI tech or something to translate his thought of three girls from these dreams to put them onto a screen.
Which
Which
is like, huh?
yeah,
Dude.
I also have dreams involving these three. It's a different events play out. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's like this entire sequence is so bizarre. Like he seduced the NSA, which is like, okay, NSA just seduced by this guy for, I don't know how she's got seduced. Gets because she just got the wrong magazine or something. She is like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tahar Rahim is charismatic enough.
but it's like, and this girl's a per NSA. I was like, what the fuck is your job? Isn't this your job to just understand, like, like enemies, villains, and just like war situations, or is this guy dangerous or not? I was like, are you fucking dumb?
Well, they clearly fucked. So,
Yeah, you're just so dumb.
yeah, that's basically it in terms of. So yeah, Sim's just looking for the three girls who are prophesized to kill him. You see, so I want to. So should I spoil now about those girls in the suit, or should I save them for later?
Do we, let's just save them for later because this is because this is actually a whole new level. It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I find it insane that in 2003 you expect me to believe that you can take brain waves of somebody's face and translate it perfectly onto a screen.
we're
That
just
just
like,
sounds insane to me. I mean,
I
it sounds
was like,
insane to me now in 2024. So,
well, yeah, I was like,
because
how
like
do you?
whenever you think of a person's face or like think of something, it's kind of hard to like imagine every intricate detail of somebody's face. I mean, some people can do it. I like there's fantastic artists who could do that from memory. But but you're
But
talking about a computer doing
yeah,
that, so it's like I don't know.
what is like, and just transfer brainwaves to it? Like, why?
Yeah.
How does it work? Like, I don't know. Was by
So
the way,
yeah.
yeah, just a point beforehand. So okay, so they say that you can change the future even though you can see the past. Whatever. Fuck it. So what the fuck did the Sims tells every single information to the NSA agents in the bed? He was
Because
like,
he's gonna kill her.
but yeah, but he knows that it could change the past if he change the future if he say if they try. So it's like, so
Yeah,
if
but
he's
he also saw her gun on the side, which
which is
like
like,
yeah.
I was like, what? Why would we risk it? It's like, okay, imagine she just when you're still rumbling, she just slowly takes a gun, just shoot you in the face. You just kind of stab. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but then he can always flash back, and then it
Uh,
doesn't happen.
yeah, it's like,
Basically, the problem with this film is like whenever there is like a danger or anything like that, and it's not according to the plot of the story, it will always flash back and go back to the yeah. So let's not do that. Let's do something else this time.
yeah,
So
it's also, by the way, Sim. This is the only time Sims actually uses his future vision powers. The movie completely forgets you can see the future after this.
yeah,
Spot.
so yeah, because the problem is like, well, I guess we're not. Don't go into that yet. So one thing that I will note is like they have him starting to gray, like his hair and stuff like that, and then you see in his dream he's an old man, um, with like bare feet and hands, which is more akin to Ezekiel Sims in the comics, um, where he's like a wall crawler. He can use his like hands and bare feet to like crawl walls, just like a Spider Man. And yeah, he has like old hair, and then you see the three Spider Women fighting him in that sense. So it's like, okay, so are they doing a thing where his poison is like making him older? Um, which is like then I was thinking is like, okay, so is Madam Web supposed to get older too? Is this their explanation on how these young looking people are going to become the old people from the comics? No, that's not the case. So
Uh,
but it's like it's weird because like they start giving Ezekiel Sims like gray hair, like, and then from scene to scene you see him get like more and older in from scene to scene. So it's like I don't know. It just seems like what was the point in doing that if you're not going to commit to it?
it was like, yeah, it's like a lot of shit mechanics. It's like, oh, so Sims, yeah, yeah, that, and then it's like, yeah, that stupid computer, which is like, they have technology for NSA. Was like, oh, okay, someone should know that the NSA agent died. The NSA, if she's like a higher up or something.
Yeah, just forget about it.
Yeah, nice. I love my life. And then the computer perfectly revealed the people behind the mask.
Yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, they figured out the identities of. Yeah, he had to. Ezekiel Sims had to earn his oldness.
Yeah,
A classic Sony trait.
yeah, yeah.
We'll get to that. Yeah. So yeah, the computer lady. You're more familiar with her, I think.
Socia Mohammed. So she's like,
Yeah,
she's an
she's
already
just a
plot
gifted
device.
hacker.
Give the hacker who was like, oh fuck, just pay me money, I'll hack everything for you. Lol.
Yeah. So yeah, the AI just picks up everything, and they know the identities of these girls. They all live in New York in the same city. They even have a line of dialogue. How convenient is it that your killers are all in the same city? They're
I was
all
like,
teenagers and they're all like this, this, and this. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
and he was like, "Ooh, it has." It's like, and then she's like, "The classic lampshade." And I was like, "Oh yeah, ooh, it's like the force lampshade."
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like, and then she was, and then the hacker was like, "Ooh, you got kill kids. Go ahead, go for it. As long as I get the money." Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much it in terms of those two characters, really. Because then the rest of it is just we need to find them. In terms of Cassandra, so she goes to a baby shower. I don't have a picture because they did not put any
Promotion.
Promotion for Emma Roberts, which is really bizarre. Yeah, so Emma Roberts, as we were saying, she plays Mary Parker. She is pregnant with a baby. This is another funny part. It's like they literally have a game called Guess My Baby Name, and then it's like so they're guessing names. Cassandra is like she says Ben, just guessing for Ben, but then it goes back in time and they play the game again, basically. So yeah, so now she's knowing that her power is like out of control in some sense. But I just find it funny because they're going out of your way to like guess the baby's name. It's like we know it's Peter Parker, but they're not saying Peter. And then when you see the baby born at the end of the movie, they still don't name the baby. So it's like I just find it funny.
Yeah.
It's just like the MCU and Sony deal is just we can't say Peter or May in a movie, so that's funny. So yeah, that's really it. Mary Parker has nothing to do with this movie, so it's like
it's like
it's like at that point it's like why did you cast Emma Roberts?
I don't know, and you're not even gonna use her for promotion anyway. So like, what the fuck?
She's not in the promotion. She's only in 2 scenes. Yeah, that's it. She has no relevance to the plot. Just remind you that Peter Parker's not born yet. So, okay, I guess. And no, this is not a Terminator plot. For anybody wondering, because like there was some rumors. It's like, Mary Parker has Peter Parker, but like the Ezekiel's trying to kill her, and it's like they need to protect her. Like, no, that's not the plot. Honestly, I would have preferred that. I'm not gonna lie. It would have gave her some agency in the story. It would also give agency to the other characters to protect her.
I mean,
but, yeah.
I mean, now they just because they said they reshoot a lot of things, so maybe that's the original.
Maybe it was the original plot, and honestly, that sounds like a better idea to me now, even though I find it stupid.
It was like, I mean, if you're not gonna connect to the MCU, and it was like, oh, chef, do it. I mean, you're not gonna break anything.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, you can give Mary some agency in the story to protect Peter Parker from make sure he's born. Then you have these 3 other girls plus Madam Web to protect her in some sense, which again we'll get to that. But yeah, that's just pretty much it. And then yeah, so really there is nothing that more. It's I mean like because Cassandra eventually, I mean she has like a like this existential crisis when like she's giving CPR to one person, then she's saying that she's giving CPR to the police officer, which is like 2 minutes apart. So it's like, yeah, this is he's about to die, and he's going to the ambulance, but then she's saying, no, let me drive. It's like, no, that's okay, I'll take it. And then he gets in, and then he gets in that car crash. So and then
it's like Final Destination or something. Like, why is there random? Why is there random truck there?
Yeah, and it's like I could like that scene in the sense of like I could find it like a good scene. Like, I mean, it gets Dakota to do something other than be like stoic and bland for most of it. But like, I mean, yeah, because that scene like actually gets her to do something. My problem though is like you do not really put that much of a case into let me drive. It's not safe for you or anything like that to make him to stop him from going in. So
and also
you didn't stop him from dying, which I guess was supposed to be the point. It's like, oh, you can't save people from dying, and then the next time when she sees the pigeon die, and then opens the window and the pigeon doesn't die. It's like, okay, I can change the future in a
I
way.
was like, yeah, you barely tried, dipshit.
Yeah.
I mean, also I was like, why am I supposed to care about this character introduced like one scene beforehand?
And honestly, I would have liked it better if the pigeon died the first time around and she saves the person after.
To be honest, it's better that if Ben Parker dies, because at least we actually know him from the start.
Well, you can't kill Uncle Ben until 15 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I remember those memes like Ben Parker, I'm here to save you. You're supposed to die 15 years later from now, so you're not supposed to die now. Oh, that would have been. They should have committed to that. It would have been funny.
Yeah, they should be. I was like, at least that's a story.
It's a story, yeah.
I mean,
Uncle Ben, you must die 15 years later, not right now. Yeah. So yeah, she sees that she can like change the future when she notices that a pigeon died the first time around, but it doesn't die the second time.
yeah, it's like so weird. And that scene was like, oh my god, I'm so sad. I can't go to my friend's funerals. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
there's a lot of like, yeah, there's a lot of bad exposition, especially because like she's reading the book out loud, things like that. It's like, oh, my mom used to do this. And it's like she's not talking to anybody.
Like,
I mean, like if she's talking to her cat, like fair enough, I guess. She's kind of crazy, but like, I mean, I guess people do that sometimes. They talk to their cat.
I was like, and I think the idea is like the Madam Web feels so guilty she doesn't want to go to her friend's funeral. I guess that's the idea.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't think that's how it works. I was like, I don't think it's like because it's like one of those like
Because Ben went, so it's like.
I was like, you're just an asshole. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so yeah, then pretty much that's where like all the characters converge. She goes into a subway.
Which is like
then she's seeing so many things, like so many red flags in terms of future stuff. Some people are coming in. I mean, you see the PSP reference because 2003.
And then because the hacker can just hack everything in New York.
Yeah, yeah. So they found out that they find out that they're all going to a subway. Very conveniently, they're all going to the subway. All three of them. Very good. Yes. So
they
Julia.
They even pointed out, like, yeah, convenience, huh? I was like, fuck off.
Yeah, so Julia, Maddie, and honestly, I don't remember was Anya like there before the train scene? I just don't remember. They say she lives in Cassandra's like the same apartment, but like I just don't remember seeing her. I don't know, because like I just felt like this was the first time I remember seeing her. I don't know, but it's not really a big deal.
So she's like,
he got it 2 years before it came out. Yeah, right. But yeah, the PSP was not 2003, right? When did the PSP come out? $2005, yeah. God damn. Yeah, Japan, December 12th, 2004. North America, 2005, March 25th. Yeah, that's not.
it's like,
Sony forgot their products release dates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta. Maybe he got the early access. Who knows? Or the prototype.
Nice.
I doubt it. But yeah. So all three of them on the train. Cassie is like seeing all kinds of shit. She's seeing all the ways that this guy she's never met before, kill these girls in like horrific ways.
It's like, oh, and then I was like, huh? This is your fucking plan? Well, why don't you just do it in their house, one by one?
Yeah. So So he has like bad villain disease in the sense that like he'll like randomly kill like 3 or 4 innocent people before he goes after the ones he actually wants to kill. So he's one of those kinds of villains. Like it reminds me of Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan show, where he just randomly just kills like a kid and like 2 parents, and then he goes after Obi-Wan. Yeah, so he's one of those kinds of villains.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, why are you so evil? It's like, I don't know, you're poor now. I guess he's poor. It's like, oh, you're rich now. It's like, oh, you're just an ass.
I guess they're saying he's evil because he knows he's going to die from these 3, which
was like,
again we'll get to that in a second.
Jesus.
Yeah, so you're basically seeing all these things of like how they're going to die, and then because Cassie's like, so let's get out of here. He's going to kill you. There's somebody going to kill you. So they get out of the train.
I was like, how did she convince all of them again? How does she convince like all of them that he's gonna kill them or something? I don't know. Yeah, and this guy kills everyone in broad daylight with face open. It's like, motherfucker, this is a train with eyewitnesses. Why would you?
So it's really bizarre. So they keep flashing with his human form and then his spider suit, which again I don't understand why he has a spider suit to begin with, but yeah. So he's basically just like, so I don't know like what is real, because like he keeps having conversations where he's in the suit and then he's out of the suit, and then they do it for like the entire movie. So I just don't really get it.
Fun fact: do you know how easy it is to get the girls off the train? I mean, I get it for one of the black girl. The other 2 was like, oh, get off the train, and they're like, yeah, okay.
Well, actually, Julia makes more sense because Julia's just impressionable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everyone just like, yeah.
Julia like accepts everything Cassandra says.
Yeah.
Which is like, I guess it's fair to have one person to be like that. One person's like, you're full of shit, and then the other one is like, I don't really know what to think. So it's like, I guess it's okay to have that dynamic. The problem is just like they kind of keep that personality the entire time, which is, I don't know, it's just so I guess we could say it now. They have Riri Williams America Chavez disease in the sense that like they're just there because the villain wants them or needs to kill them or something like that. And that's about it. I mean, you get general things about their backstory, quotation marks all over the place, because they're really not characters. They're just people we have to protect.
Yeah, and it's like the film is so stupid. It's like, what the fuck? I just keep watching. What is this always your plan?
Yeah, so he's just going out there. They come next to cops. Then he starts killing cops. He's crawling on the walls, crawling on the ceilings.
And also he teleports away from the train.
Yeah.
And he just summons his suit like the Flash and crawls on the walls like Spider-Man. It's like, wait, what? Why? Actually, why does he come to the wall in the opposite direction the train just went? Shouldn't he like be the opposite direction if he's coming to that?
Yeah.
It's a lot of stupid things. Oh god.
Yeah, and then the gang they steal a taxi. They go to a forest. Then for some reason, Cassie's
which is like why is there a taxi just laying there?
Well, so they show the guy getting the money from his previous person, which
no. I don't know why. I mean, why does he left the keys in the car?
Why is he out of the car? Like,
yeah,
get your money in the car and then drive away. That's all he like. What kind of person gets out of their car, collects the money from their passenger, and then goes back to their car? That makes no sense. It's New York. New York has many customers that are going to be out there wanting a taxi. So it's like, what are you doing out of your? It's not like, I mean, if he was going for a stretch, that'd be at least understandable, convenient, but understandable. But he's just collecting money. from his previous customer. So that makes, I don't know. Maybe
Which
that's a
is like
nitpick. But
no,
like this is really stupid.
Actually, it's a really big contrivance. Like, oh, they just got a taxi low, right out the subway as well. Like, oh, nice.
Right out of the subway, they find a taxi, and then the guy's just out of the taxi just to collect his money from his previous customer. That makes no sense.
And then, oh god, I was
Yeah,
like,
then they
and then
drive. Everybody's like,
and then
"What the fuck are you? Like, who are you? I don't know who I am, really. How'd you know that guy was going to be there? It's like, I don't really know. I'm just kind of bullshitting along like the plot says so. So
was like, was just make up a stupid excuse with this shit. It's
yeah.
not
The only thing I will give is like the film did establish earlier that she's really bad with kids, especially with like, because like Julia's stepbrother gives her like a drawing and she has no idea what to do with it.
yeah.
So it's like I get like the idea. The idea here is like she's just not good with kids, which fair.
Her arc in the movie is like, she's gonna have to get deal with kids, which to be honest,
is
how
not a
they-
terrible arc.
but it's like how they do it is like extremely bizarre. But because
It's like I don't understand why you need three of them. Like, why do you need 3 girls to protect for this point? Why was it not like 1 or 2 or I don't know. That's kind of the problem too. It's like the 3 girls are very, very nothing in the film, and it's like, and then obviously like the director has talked about like, oh, we couldn't like give like a full story about these other Spider Women because like we needed to. It's going to be too selfish to have 4 origins in the same movie, which again, I understand that logic, but then don't have 4 leads for the movie. That doesn't make any sense to me.
and then it's like there's a lot of things lead, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna say this. So I'm just immediately jump to they got Dakota Johnson is got wanted by the police.
Yeah.
How did that happen? So we skip a bit.
Yeah.
In the train sequence, Sydney Sweeney just yells, "I've been kidnapped." I was
nobody,
like, oh,
and then the thing is like you see nobody heard that.
yeah.
Because like Dakota's like, they're like stop is like, but she only said it that one time. Then Julia stopped saying it, and the cops were like, they were having their own conversation like over there. It's like nobody like reacted or anything. So it's like the conversation stayed normal.
And then even that was like, well, what would Sydney Sweeney be the one who said that? It was like she's literally just like, oh, get off the train. It's like, okay, oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Again, it's like she's the one that they made the impressionable one, which is like that was a choice, I guess.
And then and there's like, oh, which is like, and then it's like, oh, how does Dakota Johnson even get framed for murder? I was like, I don't fucking know. Everyone, there's people in the train station. You can see it in the picture in this podcast. There are people behind them.
Yeah.
And they can see the spider people. Okay, I get it. The security camera can be destroyed by the hacking girl that Sims hired. I was like, what? There are eyewitnesses. Are you gonna tell me that I'm sorry, there's no passengers on the train station, lol, and they didn't see that actually there's a guy killing police?
Yeah, I don't understand. And then like yeah, on the news they're saying that these 3 girls have been kidnapped by this 30s adult. And it's like, I mean, you had one girl say it, nobody reacted to it. So it's like, and now you have enough that like the radio station can put an APB out for this Cassandra Webb person who apparently kidnapped 3 girls. It's like, I don't know. There was just not enough time for me to believe this.
Yeah, and then the other thing is like, I'm just gonna Google this. When does taxi have security camera? Security camera. Because apparently people doesn't know that taxi has security cameras. And I just want to Google when does it start first. Yeah,
2007.
2000. Oh, I guess 4 years. 4 years before. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because if it's security camera, I was like, oh, the hacking dude, the hacker girl was like, okay, you must identify her already. What a fucking joke! What a fucking joke!
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then the next stupid thing happens. Like, so they go out in the woods, and she's like, "All right, can you girls like stay here for 3 hours? I'll just go. I'll be back. I'll be back." Like, no, you're just putting them in a random forest, and like it's like, yeah, I'll be back in 3 hours. Just hang out here, right? It's like, are you gonna give me food? Nah, we don't need to do that. Here's some beef jerky from the taxi that I have no idea how long it's been there, but you'll be fine. It's like, okay. And it's like that's not I'm bad with kids. It's like, dude,
That's just your shit. Just like you're just a horrible person.
yeah.
And
It's
also,
like, and it's bizarre to me too, because like she goes back to her apartment, and then like she sees the photo of like her mom and Sims. And it's like, okay, so you're recognizing him now, but it's like, haven't you seen this picture before?
yes,
Was this not like, was the dots not connecting in the moment too? Because like, how many? I mean, I guess like she just doesn't look at that picture often, maybe. Or it's like, or maybe she could have been like, where have I seen this guy before? Then I could have bought it a little bit better. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, I saw this guy. It's like he looked really familiar. I don't know where I saw him from. And then it's like when she goes home and like then it's like, okay, then you can at least justify that. Okay, I didn't get it right there.
uh,
Yeah.
and then and it's like there's only one thing that you forgot to point out. I was like, she was like, I can't protect you guys. I'm gonna drop you off to your parents. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What? Dude, that's a serial
Yeah.
killer.
Oh yeah. And then all three of them are like, yeah, I don't have parents.
Yeah, which is
Or
like,
I don't have people that can like take care of me. It's like, okay.
which is like, no, that's not the point, Dakota Johnson. The point is, there's a serial killer, and you're the only one who has future vision powers that could potentially save them. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna drop off with their parents.
Yeah.
That's a,
So
and also she just throws the girl's phone off the taxi. Oh,
yeah, I guess it's, I don't even know why.
it was just
Because
like, oh,
I doubt like she knows about the camera thing.
yeah, I doubt that she knows that there's a hacker helping Sims, which is like, why would you assume that? I mean, that's a major leap.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, she just goes home. The three girls are just sitting there for like hours. Which then it's like then we cut back to them and they're like, so they're trying to get to know each other because like now that because like they're told that they're gonna be killed by this one guy. It's like, I guess we could be friends now. It's like, okay. What a weird way to make friendships.
Yeah. Oh God. I was just like,
Yeah. So
they need that excuse to just get them to be arrested. It's like, I don't fucking know. It's like,
yeah. So they say like, so Maddie says like, yeah, I saw a diner like half a mile away, and so why don't we go to that to get some food? It's like, okay. My
was
thing
it?
is like, so the funny part is it's like they walk like maybe a few steps and then they found the diner.
And then I was like, oh, okay. Which my first thought is, wait, why didn't the hacker girl track them already? Just just trace them from the taxi. I don't fucking know. The hacker girl just hacks everything. Does she not count? She just hacked traffic lights or something. I mean, apparently she did on the final act. But she hacked a bunch of traffic lights, security cameras because she knows exactly where are they gonna go from during major trafficking when they are driving in insanely fast speeds. And she's like,
Yeah,
oh, I found them.
she's Felicity. That's basically it. She's Felicity.
Yeah, she's so fun. It's like, oh my god, they just nerf her in this scene. It's like, oh,
Yeah, so they're just lost in the forest, and then they go to
which is like Sims should this
they go to
hacker
the
girl should,
diner.
yeah, which
Yeah,
is like, yeah, the hacker girl should track them if her tracking powers, if her hacking and tracking powers is this OP.
I don't. So the only thing about the diner is like it's like a very specific location. It's like you can't have cameras at every single location in New York. That'd be ridiculous. Then again, so it's like, I mean, but like at least like traffic lights and like the police cams and all that stuff. At least like you can find some, some reason for them to have hacking into those kinds of things, especially since like those are the things that you'd probably see more access for the, for the people to. If you're trying to look for like three girls, it's like, yeah, those are probably the best bets to look in the police department and the traffic lights. But like in a diner, it's like not really there. But then it's like there's this guy reading the Daily Bugle, who sees that like there are three girls missing, which I guess they made that newsprint in the same day.
And
Yeah,
then the black girl was like, "Hey, Sydney, Sweeney, want to dance on the table? Want to bang some guys?"
yeah.
Was like, why? You're about you're just like, what? Why? You gotta
It's
attract
like
attention.
it's like get food, but then it's like they find Julia hot, which is like fair. I understand very very well, but like yeah, then they start messing around, and then Cassandra comes back again 3 hours later, but it's like dark outside now. It's just like I don't think it was 3 hours in my opinion. With
Yeah,
how bright and sunny it was when she was there, and then like how pitch black it was when she came back.
and I was like, this is like, well, what? And then I was like, wait, why the fuck? There's like, oh, I'm gonna leave you for 3 hours. Like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah, you guys are totally gonna stay here.
Yeah, and then Cassandra walks along, so she's like muttering to herself, like kids, like you can never trust them. It's like,
Fuck my life, man.
which is like, duh, they're teenagers,
Yeah, and also she
and then
just said she
they got hungry, so it's like it's also fair.
also she
And
removed the plates from another taxi to put it on
it's
this
it's the
taxi.
same it's the same taxi, but like she just removed the place entirely.
It was like, what the fuck? You just make it worse.
Yeah, because like now she's going with no plates,
Yeah,
which is also identifiable.
yeah, and it's like, okay, how the fuck do you know how to do this? It's like, I don't know. She's just a paramedic. That's her only skill.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, so she goes to the diner. She's upset with the girls that they're dancing, and then all of a sudden, well, because like the hacker lady heard the intel that like they're at this diner, um, Sims is there, and yeah, he like completely mollywops. He bangs Julia's head against the chair, like killing her. He chokes out Maddie till she poisons and dies, and then right before he can go and kill Isabela Merced, then Cassie's trying to fight, and then with a knife, but then
Yeah.
Sims like stabs her in the gut instead, and she dies. But no, it's not actually true because she saw the future the entire time. Because yeah, she went right back to where she was
And then it's
in
like,
the
okay.
forest. It's like
And,
okay,
nice.
let's try this again.
I was like, and then it's like, okay, my first question: how the fuck do you know which diner that is? How do you go there?
Yeah, so the thing is like she walked the same path like so this is bizarre. So she was clearly looking at the ground, and like it was giving her clues on where the kids went based on that. And it's like I don't know, maybe if the ground was like wet and like muddy and like you can see like tracks, then it's like that would be fair. But like it was pretty sunny outside, so I don't know if you can find tracks that easily, like that. But I guess like she was following the tracks of like the girls like walking into the woods and then they ended up at the diner, which again, it seemed like only a few steps away, even
Yeah,
though she said it was like a half a mile.
yeah, and then it's like,
But yeah, it goes back again. So that's my big. So that was like one of my big things is like her seeing the future power can go like so long, like as if it's real, like it's really happening, but then it goes back to the present, quote unquote, and yeah, she's back in the forest. It's like so as if none of that happened. So it's like
it's like
so it's
yeah,
like so is she like is she like thinking about the future, or is she able to if she is she able to die and go back to the past as if it didn't happen, which is not the same thing. And yeah, they keep flip flopping between the two, and that it's really
uh,
annoying.
yeah. So yeah, it's like, and I was like, you know what? She just sees
Yeah, it seems like more like respawning at a checkpoint in a video game rather than seeing the future.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it feels like that from time to time.
And it's like, well, I don't know, like, what even happens? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like
Yeah, so she gets in the car, and then I guess instead of taking the shortcut, she drives all the way around
uh,
um, from that location, and then Sims shows up, and then before Sims could attack the girls, she drives the car right into him,
was just like, wow.
which is funny because this is the first time out of 2 times she does that.
And
She takes
also
the car
the
and drives it into him. Yeah.
and also the fact that Sims is like way further than Dakota Johnson. So
Yeah.
and the fact that in the fiction Dakota Johnson actually arrived first. So it's like, wait, how did Sims arrive first this time?
Yeah. So the thing she did, this is like the stupid part. So it shows that like when she's driving around the thing. So instead of taking the shortcut of like walking to the diner, she's going around to drive on the road, I guess. Which I'm not really sure how that changes anything. But yeah, it just adds more distance for Dakota, and yeah, it just doesn't really make any sense. So yeah, Sim shows up, and then Dakota slams into him with the car. That doesn't kill him, which okay, fair enough. He is a enhanced being, I guess. And yeah, but before like the girls can get in and they can escape, Sims does grab onto her for a little with the poison hands, and but then they get out. Yeah, so then they go to a hotel after that.
Which to be honest is like I don't even want to know. I don't even want to deal with this at this point. It's like and then she's like, I hate cats. Lol lol lol.
Yeah, and then all the girls are saying like, yeah, so I can't go to my family because like my mom's in a psych ward. Anya's parents are her dad is deported. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be deported too. Um, I don't remember Maddie's story at all. Maddie has like the least amount of conversations.
Yeah, it's like all three is like, oh, this peak development. They just spell the backstories. Oh, okay. How does
Yeah,
that affect them as characters? No, none.
yeah. I don't understand why we need to have 3.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't mind any of them. Like I think all of them do like a decent job with the material they're given. I just don't really understand the point of this kind of plot. But yeah, that's all I can really say.
Yeah, it's like, and then it's like, oh, so remember the fact that the fucking hacker lady can just see their fucking city? And it's like, oh, somehow they just lost her again. It's like, oh my god, this guy.
Yeah. Then yeah. Yeah, so they go to sleep. Yeah, all 3 girls are sleeping in the same bed, but they don't do anything with that. Disappointing. And yeah, she goes back to the scene of the crime, and apparently Sims is also there. Maybe not. I mean, they have like this weird conversation thing, like where they're just talking about, oh, you could do what I can do. It's like, I
What this?
guess.
I was like, I just don't know. This is not seeing the future. Okay, this is literally just connecting themselves through dreams.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's like, and then it's like, why'd you go back to the scene of the crime? What does that achieve for you? Are you just hoping Sims is there? And then Sims was there. It's like, yeah, but why is he there? What does he gain out of that? And it's like, then why isn't he following you when you go back to the hotel?
when you
Yeah,
have literally,
I don't understand.
yeah, and it's like they just portray this as a dream sequence. It's like, I don't know, maybe is this a
It's a
dream
dream sequence. I don't
or
really
just
understand.
real? Yeah, this is apparently a dream, and I was like, oh, wait, what? Oh, this is a dream. Okay, how does Sims and you have this kind of power? Future vision doesn't include talking to you inside a dream.
Yeah, it's on astral projections, which there's a lot of Doctor Strange elements that they're trying to
Yeah.
steal.
Oh, they really do. They really fucking do.
Yeah, so yeah, they basically this stuff kills me. So yeah, they all wake up. Dakota teaches them how to do CPR. It's a useful. Yeah, it is unfortunate. You had
You're sad.
all these options and you did nothing with them. That's crazy. Yeah, and yeah, so he teaches them CPR. It's a bonding moment. It's an okay scene.
And aside from the fact that it's like, oh, this can help you remove poison, I was like, fuck off. No, no, CPR doesn't remove poison, you dipshit.
Yeah. Then like she calls Ben saying like I can't like I gotta go do something. You got to protect these kids, and he's like, yeah, because
What?
Ben is just like very accepting of everything given to
I was
him
like,
at face
I was like,
value and with
uh,
no explanation.
and she was, even though he was like, wait, what the fuck do you miss your friend's funeral, lol?
Yeah, no. Yeah. So Ben just not doesn't question anything. I mean, I guess it's just like, do you have any opinions for yourself? It's my question, but like, yeah. So
And then he just gave her a plate, I guess. Oh no. Like,
yeah, so yeah, she flies to Peru because she needs answers. Um,
to be honest, every time I said this, it's like every time like Dakota Johnson and the kids leave the role, I was literally questioning, how the fuck did the hacker lady didn't find them already? It's like it's like I don't want to repeat myself all the time.
yeah, because like we do see later when they do drive to the hospital because yeah, so he took them to Mary's house. Mary, she goes into labor, so they got to go to the hospital. And
Yeah.
which I mean, my only thing is like you did make Ben a paramedic in this iteration of the character, so it's like, does he not know how to do that in the house so that he doesn't have to, risk the kids getting out? And
Even that was like, leave the kids in the house. Yeah, but why don't you just leave them here?
I mean, yeah, they're like not. I mean, they're not like underage or anything like that. Like they're teenagers. Like they're at least old enough to take care of themselves. Yeah, it's like,
I mean that's literally the backstory. They are old enough to take care of themselves.
yeah, yeah, but they all have to go with Mary. And yeah, that's how
Because
Hacker
Mary's
Lady
yeah,
finds him.
Mary's water just broke at this instant. It's like it's convenient. Low.
Yeah, which is like, I guess.
Yeah, so this is Star
And
Run.
they
So
do say it's 4 weeks early compared to, but it's like that's not uncommon. It's just like very convenient.
yeah, it's fuck what, and then this is just the one. This is just the plot line, and then we have to go through the Amazon plot line.
Yeah.
First question: how the fuck did Dakota Johnson know how to fly a plane?
Well, she I think she got on a regular plane, right?
No, she got a small plane, like the one with like the private plane. There's only one seat and a driver and a pilot. Those kind of planes. A mini plane.
Like a helicopter? No, it's not a helicopter.
Like the
Like a private jet.
Yeah, a private jet, like a jet.
Yeah, that is weird. Because like she gets a helicopter in the last act, but that's a medical helicopter, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like a private jet, hospitals don't do that. Yeah, I'm not sure. And Ben's not the rich guy, right?
Yeah, he's not.
Ben is not rich, so yeah, I don't know how she did that. Yeah, so she flies to Peru. So she goes to the. So she goes to that area where her mom was doing research.
Which was like,
Which,
well, how do you know?
how do you know the specific place of where she did the research? It's like, okay, I guess there's like a general location. Maybe their documented murder in 1973, but it's like it's 1973 as well. I don't know if it's like that common. So it's like, yeah.
Also the trees will change its location. I'm sorry, but it's, plants, it's different, like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the same spider webs. But yeah, so she finds the tribal chief that saved her mom. He's like, I was supposed, I've been meaning to see you again because I promised your mom that I would protect you or something like that.
It's like, no, you didn't, dipshit. It's like, sure.
Yeah. Then he takes her to the water. They just talk about like, oh, so this is where my mom died and all that. It's like, oh my god, like Dakota has like some of the worst dialogue. Like she's just saying like every single thing like again and again. It's like, yeah, it's just that kind of dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the chief like separates her astral
they
form.
just and then the chief just like, okay, here's all the past.
It's like, you can see the future, but I can also show you the past too. And then like he separates her soul from the body, and then she goes to like a higher plane of consciousness, and then she can like see like how living things are connected, how every possible future can be seen. Then she sees her mother, and then she sees the day when they were killed, and then she goes back further, and then before she was born, and then like the mom. So they were saying that Cassie is supposed to have like a hereditary disease that's like, and then her mom is like that there's like a way to save her with this like random spider that doesn't exist according to databases, but she has that she'll find it.
But she's like, I just know. Oh
yeah. And then they
which was like, well, if it's that easy to find a spider, it's like, why isn't this spider being found already? And this spider can cure fucking. Okay, I don't know. This is disease. What is the disease? But I just like, how did it's like what? How do you describe this?
It's like a heart defect.
Yeah.
So it's like uncurable essentially, but apparently the bite of that spider could like cure the heart
which was like
defect.
Yeah. Which is like, well, wait, why isn't this discovered already? You literally just find a thing that can cure cancer.
You see, madam, this is the web of life. And then you have the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. And then it's like, yeah. They never identify her as Madam Web in this movie. They don't even call her Madam at any point. So it's like,
yeah,
it's one of those movies too.
Yeah, this movie is so bizarre.
Yeah. So yeah, they hug the mom in the astral projection, I guess. It's an okay scene in terms of like the two performances, but like outside of that, it's like I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, but the mom is stupid. It's like, yeah, it just happened. It's like, oh my god, you're just like, oh, how is this not discovered already? Blah blah blah. If it's that easy for you to find.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like Morbius in a way. Like, goes to like a cave of bats, and like he like sticks his hand out on like that laser thing, and the bats like fly into that laser thing, and then like that like cures his disease or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like,
which is funny because they're both by the same writers.
Same writers, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's so. Then this is where Cassie learns that she is Madam Web.
Yeah, and she can control her powers now. I guess I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't. What is this between America and this place?
That's a good point. So there's action happening in New York, while
where's Peru?
Dakota is like flying to Peru and back, and like and there's still like these events are still happening. side by side, and it's like, and Dakota makes it just in time to get back to New York, back to Queens, back to Ben's house. Notice that they're gone, and and then they're already out there. They were spotted. I gotta save them.
And then it's like, I don't know, the future vision just tells you about this.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fast travel.
And then it's like, and then just the skims is like, oh, gotta drop bombs instead. It was like, why the fuck don't you just use a gun at that point? Drop bombs? Okay, so you have no, you could just use a gun to shoot them, like during the train, if you have no shame dropping bombs.
Yeah. Then Sims finds them, but then all of a sudden, Madam Web gets like her ambulance because she stole an ambulance. From when they were. So this is weird. So the ambulance came to Ben's house, like to Mary's house. But like for the intention, I guess, to so I guess they called 911 and they drove off because of like, oh, we don't have time to get in an ambulance. But it's like, why would you call 911 then? Yes, but it was only there so that Dakota could steal a ambulance. And yeah, but it's like that was just kind of weird to me. It's like, why'd you call 911 if you're going to drive away to the hospital anyways? So
and also the fact that was like Dakota Johnson was like, the movie kind of forgot that she's supposed to be arrested, to be wanted by the FBI, because she could just wander around the city just no problem now.
Yeah.
There's like, they fly in and out. It's like, oh my god, are you wanted or not?
Yeah, and then she takes that ambulance. She drives up to to upper level of like a parking garage, and then she just like flies up from like a top floor and like to drive it over Sims, and it's like so this is the second time Sims was hit by a car of some sort.
I was like, I was a little laughing. I was like, what the fuck? This is stupid.
Yeah, they just like, so yeah, he crashes into him, and then like they just like get in, and then it's like, so it's like they go in, and it's like, then you go and take Mary to the hospital, and they don't want you, they just want the kids. It's like, okay. And then
also it's like the fact that Sims can run so fast he can catch up a car by running through buildings. It's like, okay, what do you even need a car to find them beforehand?
I'm also confused, like, does he have like swinging like a Spider-Man or not?
I have no idea, because apparently he's just running on top of a skyscraper.
Because he's like jumping from like, car to car, building to building. Because like, I mean, Sims like climbing walls, like that's kind of his thing in the comics too. But like, yeah, I don't know if like I have spider webs that would make him go faster. That part doesn't really make sense to me.
And also, like, Sims just like dramatically stands up, looks down, and just like, oh my god, you're about to die yourself, immediately throwing the bombs.
Yeah, it's like a supervillain thing. Yeah. I need to wait for the hero to stop me, kind of thing. It's just that kind of writing.
Also, like, this building, just like, hey, this building is just a perfect parking lot for Madam Web to just drive an ambulance to. It's like, oh, so. I was like, oh, I guess he just so happens to be on a car park or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait for the memes where like Ant-Man is asking Cass, I need you to distract Kang, just like you did with that ambulance with Ezekiel. So yeah, she's just using her future powers to like see things. I mean, like they have a bunch of, so like there's like one instance like where, okay, he's jumping on roofs to roofs. So it's like, so Anya, take the defibrillator and don't touch the walls. It's like, any second now, put them on the metal, on the roof. And it's like, ready, set, go. She does it, and then like, yeah, he lands on it, and like he gets electrocuted.
I was like, wait, is that how? How much voltage does this thing has?
Defibrillator could be used enough to like charge a heart. So it's like, or yeah. So I don't know if could it go through metal like that. I mean, like, a car roof is not just pure metal. Like there's other materials in there too. So I'm not sure if it's.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's enough that like it knocks them off course and into the like out of frame. It's like, okay, now you're showing off, which yeah, I guess like now they're vibing. All right, I guess. Yeah,
and it's like Dakota Johnson was like, "Oh, now!" I was like, "Oh, you just see the future now." I guess I don't know.
she can control it. And then yeah, they go into a fireworks factory, and they start setting up traps because like she saw in the future that their traps work. So like, let's take these flares and like put them in these boxes, and all these fireworks will distract Ezekiel. And yeah, Ezekiel goes into it, and then he gets disoriented. Cassie also calls a evac helicopter, which apparently that was not going to work at all because like it was supposed to be destroyed by Ezekiel. So you just got innocent people killed for your plan.
Yeah, and her plan is just blow up a fucking building, low, and we are inside the building. Yo, we could get ourselves killed.
We're inside a very flammable location.
What is this?
Because it's a firework factory. So.
Well, I was like, but you know, do you remember Die Hard? They did the same thing. Do you love Die Hard? I missed that movie. I want to watch that again instead.
Yeah. The Ezekiel destroys the helicopter. The girls get separated. They look like they're about to die. And he's like, then like you have Sims like, oh, it's like I killed your mother. You can't save these three. Then like she taps into the web of life, which makes like 3 clones of Cassie and like to guide the girls to safety basically or something like that. I don't know. But then he hits her again and like that knocks all of the astral projections into her. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like this is like they're just like, oh fuck it, I just write shit. So and also the fact that Dakota Johnson now like grabs the thing on the wall, like, I'm not Captain America, fuckheads.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's such a weird scene, and every girl's like, oh, suddenly with the gymnastic experts, they can just climb up like those beams and just like hit the enemies, hit the villain. Of course, the villain just throws them around instead of just kill them.
Yeah. So I guess we can talk about this now. Something sounds missing, right? We keep talking about these girls like as if they're not helping in the plot. Didn't you guys see like the spider suits and all that in the trailers and all that? Like, I mean, they showed that marketing like so much. Like, clearly they're in the third act and being superheroes, right? But I didn't hear anything about like how they got superpowers, like how they got their suits, like their costumes, like how did they do all that? Like, was that in the movie at all? No, it's not in the movie. It is in the movie in the sense that like, Sims sees his future, like of him being an old man, and like he's seeing these 3 spider women fighting and then kill him. But that's not in the movie because that's not how he dies in the movie. Because apparently the way he sees the future is not actually true. It's actually Cassandra because like Cassandra even taunts him with it. Is like, your future wasn't real. They weren't the ones that kills you. I do. And then they drop the entire bill, like, so like he falls off, and then he gets crushed by like the sign of the building, which kills him.
Remember, this guy just have a fucking ambulance drive at top speed and it doesn't kill him.
Yeah, and then he gets hit by the sign, and that kills him.
Yeah. I was like, this entire secret is so bizarre. So I don't even know how to talk about this. And it's like, oh my god, explosions, and just like, and the fucking Sims guy was like, oh my god, let's just leave a kill. It's like, no, leave the fucking building and let them blow up themselves.
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, and then yeah, so like I guess like so that final trap it gets Ezekiel killed. The girls were not destined to kill him. It was Cassie herself, and it's like I I
I
mean,
mean,
okay, so now you just
they,
made the girls even more useless.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
they have a line in the Amazon scenes. I don't know. It's like they were like, oh, she's cursed to keep seeing him dying in the vision. I don't know. Maybe. Huh?
yeah, but like I mean, like the thing is, I guess like her future vision is like pure and his isn't. So it's like
Which which is like
very convenient, I guess. But like
which
my other
is
thing too is like, what a horrible way to market this movie, man. It's like, I mean, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so yeah, Cassie does fall into the water. But before that happens, she gets hit in the face with a firework.
which is like
And
block of your hand. Oh, sorry.
well, no, you can't block that. You can't block that.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You're
You should be
crippled.
dead. You should be dead.
Yeah, and also it's like, oh, I'm sorry because the movie is just like she's crippled at the end. It's like I was like, oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
So yeah. So that's what I want to get to. So yeah, she's paralyzed and she is blind. You know who else is paralyzed and blind?
Oh,
Madam Web in the comics. So yeah. So
yay!
this
I get
movie
it.
was definitely about how Madam Web earns her blindness and her paralysis. It was
Yeah,
all connected all along. Sony was on brand. Sony does what Sony does. So, yeah, shut up about it.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. Uh yeah, and it's like so yeah, she's blind, she's paralyzed, but it's like now she's like all these girls are there. It's like, you know, I didn't have a family, but now I do. Oh, so it's that kind of movie, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, which is like very unearned. It's like, wait, why do you suddenly trust her? All her decisions like literally just try to get you killed.
Yeah, and then, like she basically adopts them. Because like yeah, in the last scene, like she's saying like, yeah, I'm gonna train you because like I see your future. You're gonna be like spider women or spider people because they can't say spider women for some reason, but
Yeah.
spider people is fine. Okay.
Which
Which again, I will get to that in a second.
I
But
mean
yeah,
the other thing is, wait, how did the girl save Madam Web
uh,
from the water?
you see, I think Julia goes into the water and like fishes her out basically, and then it cuts to black. But yeah, you see one person go in to jump into the water and like pull her out.
Which is like, well, how do you do that? You guys are in the top of the fucking build explode. You guys are in an exploding building for fuck's sake.
Well, it's either that or like there was like a sign falling on her. Like so, it's not like I mean like if you're faster than a falling sign logo, it's, like that would be kind of weird. But like yeah, I'm not really sure. That part didn't really add up. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and so yeah, Julia. I was like, she's not as established as swimming expert. It's like, oh, you're a skilled diver. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah. I mean, but like that's not too much. I mean, like because like I can swim just fine. I
Yeah,
wouldn't call myself an expert.
yeah,
Uh,
I get
but
it.
yeah,
And also,
uh,
yeah, oh fuck my life. Also, like, do you realize in the last scene, it's like when she's blind, it's only the three girls. What about Ben Parker? You know, her really good friend who's been working for life. Is like, oh, fuck you. I love my baby. I hate. I'm not gonna visit Madam Web, my friend.
yeah. But I guess to be fair, Mary just gave birth to her son Peter. Yeah, but like they never name him Peter. Yeah, yeah.
But
We definitely did it. We definitely did it.
yeah, but to be honest, this is such a weird decision. I was literally just like, oh, I get that your son is happy, but you know, your best friend literally gave her eyes and gave her ability to walk just to save your son, and you was like, you didn't even give a shit about this.
I don't even know what to say because like both events happen at the same time, and like she has like three girls, which she says like, "Are you guys like immediate families?" Like, and then she's like, "Yes," like yes they are. It's like,
And
which is like again, I don't know if that's not really earned to me.
Yeah, and also she's instead of like the girl was like Dakota Johnson is like she's blind now and she's like and she doesn't walk and she's like instead of like yelling no fuck what will my life be now? So she's like oh okay I'm
she just
blind now.
accepted that.
Wow.
Which, I mean, I guess it's like, I guess to be fair, some people do process that differently. It depends on the person. I mean, like, it's just very convenient that like this Cassandra's like just so accepting of everything. But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing because some people do accept. I mean, like, because like she did get blinded in the moment, so it's like you can't really. So like, and then like she wakes up and like, so like it's kind of expected if I were to guess. Yeah, and yeah, they do the whole thing is like they set up like earlier. It's like what are we gonna name the baby? It's like, oh, I already know the name of the baby. It's like, and like the baby's there. It's like we can't say Peter because I guess we don't have the rights to say that anymore. Fair enough, I guess. And yeah, Cassie finds out she's paralyzed as well as being blind. She connects the web of life, and now she can see fully into the future. And Cassie says these girls are gonna be like Spider Women. And she's gonna train them to be like,
how are you gonna train them anyways?
From what I heard, this movie was not good. No, it is not.
Nope, it is not.
It is the classic Sony trope of the arc is like them getting their comic things. So
yay, I'm happy.
So yeah, she had to earn being blind and paralyzed and to see the future.
I have no idea what the fuck even happened. I hate my life.
Yeah. So that's Madam Web. And as we were saying, yeah, these suits were only in there for one scene, technically two, but it's the same scene again. They even copied and pasted the same image like this, but in the second time they digitally insert like Madam Web on top of it. Was so goofy.
And also they took a scene from the Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw that. They like in Spider-Man 2, like there's like a part where like he opens the suit and like they show the shot that goes up the building. They use that same shot that goes up the building.
It was like cheap bastards.
Yeah. Which I guess it's like 2003. Let's use a 2004 shot, I guess.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know, man. It's like I was watching this movie. I was like, oh, God, I don't even want to bother with the mechanics of seeing the future. Was like because like wow, you can just see the future. You can change it anyway. It's like wait, how much do you gotta see? It's like oh no.
Yeah. So my big thing is, clearly marketing had a lot of lying going on, which is not uncommon at all when we're talking about Sony. Obviously, now I'm not gonna go too much in depth with it because, like, obviously, like, it's kind of known already because, like, Dakota Johnson is just like not happy, and like I've heard like Sydney Sweeney has also not been happy as well. Because yeah, I mean, like you see some of their passion like when they talk about the film. It's like, I mean, like there's like the clip of like Sydney Sweeney talking about like how she put it like she asked them to make like the upside down shot, like like. Because like there's so many panels of like Julia Carpenter going like on the web to go upside down, and like she wanted to do that. And it's like, and then yeah, when you see it in the final product of the film, it's like it's not as cool as that, because they basically have like a CG shot of her already upside down, but like the camera's like flipped in the right way so you can see her face properly, and it's like yeah, then like you can't really process her being upside down then. So it's like I don't know. I mean, it is like. It is annoying, like when you see like there is like talent in the film, and they have like I mean clearly Sony's just relying on the talent of these actresses and actors in the film, and like they don't get to do anything with that. I just like it's unfortunate. Like whenever we hear like a Sony Marvel project, it's like you just don't really have any expectations. It's always going to be right about the same of what you expect, and that's just unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't even know. It's like, and the promotion was like, "Hey, I'm." It's like abusing the actress. Like, okay, so let's just sexually explore the actress. It's just like give them like really shitty marketing lines and just ask them really weird questions. Hey, do you know what the question is? Like, what was it again? What? Jesus, I don't remember a lot of things. So one of the questions is something like, so what powers are you gonna do if you're going to? What powers do you want if you're gonna go on a date?
Oh yeah,
That
I remember that.
was I mean, I wouldn't say it out loud, but sure.
Yeah, mind reading was. I think that they said mind reading, from what I understand. Which fair enough. I mean, they said like they're saying like the way her abrasive, quirky attitude on the outer edge of things is like the idea was to make her more like Jessica Jones in terms of personality.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean Isabela Merced, Celeste O'Connor, and Emma Roberts and Sahar.
It's like
They're pretty good too.
Sophia Mohammed. It's like I mean,
Socia Mammoth. Yeah.
it's like yeah, there's a lot of girls in the movie. It's like and there's like
But yeah, it's just like the problem with most of them is like the three of them here. It's like they're just like plot devices in the sense of like they're like Riri Williams or America Chavez in the sense of like the villain wants them for some reason, either like they need them or they need to kill them, and like that's the furthest extent you go with their characters. Like you don't really get to learn that much about. I mean, like you have something like in terms of like their family life or anything like that, but you don't really get to know them as people. They're just like people that you have to save. Which again, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's just like you can't really maximize on anything because the film doesn't want to. So yeah.
yeah. By the way, the studio actually looked for Charlize Theron or Amy Adams for the role.
For which one?
Madam Web.
Madam Web.
Yeah,
Amy,
Charlize Theron.
Amy Adams.
Yeah, Charlize Theron, Amy Adams. Before they actually,
So it seems like they never intended the character to be old.
well, to be fair, actually Charlize and Amy are actually older than Dakota. So
Well, yeah, I get that. I mean, like, but like, she's an actual old woman. Is what I mean. It's like,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
No.
Justin Kroll describes that this is supposed to be Sony's version of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you did steal features from Doctor Strange. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know another thing. Like people thought that maybe Dakota was playing Julia Carpenter, the other Madam Web, not Cassandra Webb, because Cassandra Webb is like an old person in the comics. Which is like again, I never understood why they wanted to go this route, and I think my biggest thing is like my biggest takeaway of this film is like they had like 3 Spider Women, like Maddie Franklin, Spider Woman, Arachne, Julia Carpenter, and then Aranya on the Corazon. So it's like they have access to the Spider Women and they don't have problems with using them. So like, why for the last 6 years have we been trying to do this whole like let's do a Sony Marvel villains Spider-Man villain franchise when we could just use the Spider Women and do a franchise around them? I don't understand the whole concept of like.
Was like how does the right works? Like also it's like, well, didn't you guys make Spider Verse? You know, for a lot of Spider-Man. It's like why don't you just name them?
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. Like some of them, because like I mean all their costumes like they just don't do like the eye cover or anything. They'll never like. I feel like they'll never do that though. Like in terms of like a lot of like live action suits, like they just don't want to account for like the eye cover or anything like that. Whereas like I mean, because you have a lot of the facial, you can do a lot of facial acting without the eyes, but like, I mean, there are some actors who really need the eyes to like make it work better. But yeah, that's just like some of the. I'm not sure. Like, it depends on person to person. I feel like. But yeah,
I'm looking at the
they're
fucking.
overhyping this movie even after its release, so it's even more so than Morbius. I think it's because they. I think it's because they have the sex appeal. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I was like, hey, do you know one of the dialogues is like, they just give Dakota Johnson, it's like, hey, if you come to see, I bet you want to come twice. What the
Yeah. I mean, they know what they're doing. Like, it's not. I'm not acting like they're dumb. They know what they're doing.
It
More
just
billion.
it just it's like it's just extremely hypocritical for them to do so.
Yeah. And then yeah, I mean, like again, with the whole thing about like Madam Web, like in the comics, like, she doesn't really have like a story like that because like we just see her old. You know, and like she's also a mutant too, so it's like she's not even a spider person per se. I mean, like she is associated with Spider-Man and stuff like that. I mean, you see her in this animated cartoon as well. But yeah, I mean, again, it's like my big thing is again, you had the Spider Women this whole time, and I'm going to assume you can't use like Ben Riley or Kane Parker Spider Man. Okay, fair enough. Scarlet Spider, fair. But then, like, why don't you just do a Spider Women franchise then? Like, I mean, they've been talking about Jessica Drew for a long time. In terms of like, should we do it? Should we not do it? I mean, they're talking about Spider Verse. Like, maybe they're going to try to push Jessica Drew for that. But I don't know. It's like you could just make a Spider Women franchise with the Sony. If like, because like obviously they're trying to. I mean, like Sony, it's like very clear. Like a lot of this is like they. Yeah, somebody did do that. Yeah, so they said that happened in the premiere. Like somebody was just doing it and then they got kicked out.
I mean,
I don't know if
thought
it's
that I don't know if it's true or not. I thought that's
yeah
made up.
that did happen. Yeah, or
Jeez.
yeah.
I mean, I was like, I mean, if you want to do that, at least do it from to the movie called Anyone But You. Just saying.
Yeah. Maybe I guess.
Maybe, to be honest, I'll just rather just like, oh, what do you watch? Anyone But You. Well, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like again, you could do so much with like you have like Arachne, you have Spider Woman, you have you could like pick one and like try doing a franchise around them. It's like maybe use spider villains that we haven't seen before with those characters, which I know will be unfortunate, like if you can't use Spider-Man because of the whole MCU thing. But at least like you can have like a general franchise with like a hero character that you can focus on and have some sort of direction with that. I just find it weird that like that wasn't yeah. It's really webbing time in the theater. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know, but like this whole like we need to do spider villains and all that. So I just find it dumb. And then you got Craven coming out. Which Craven sounds like it's going to be like he's got to learn to be the hunter at the end of the movie. Venom 3. I wonder what they'll do with that. I mean, their Carnage sucks. So.
I bet they're gonna make it way worse than expected.
Yeah. I don't know, but like Sony's such a weird franchise. I mean, like I know there's one thing about even a Spider-Gwen trilogy is like you could do something with it. I just don't know what one thing I have heard is that Sony does have like a thing where if they want to keep the rights to Spider-Man and their characters for Marvel, it's like they need to have like something like a movie per year. In other cases like they've had, I mean, they had the issue with COVID before, but like otherwise, Madam Web was supposed to be like 2022, 2023 was like Craven, and then this year would be Venom 3, and then like even before that, you had like No Way Home, you had Spider-Verse 2. They had like films like planned out in terms of something to do every year, but like at the same time, it's like clearly like that's all they care about. It's just like make sure we keep the rights to Spider-Man. I don't care if the movie's great.
Yeah, I
If it's
don't.
bad, don't care. As long as we get to keep Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing to do. God. I just like to be honest, at this point, I just want to die just by looking at it.
Yeah, let's we can extend it for like just a 5 minutes more.
Yeah, to be
Uh,
honest, yeah. I don't even know what to say at this point. I just like,
do you expect it to get a sequel?
no, how no? They got bombed. This shit is bombing.
Yeah, no. I feel bad for everybody who worked on it. I know there was like a discussion about like
Hmm.
do they deserve it when like it's clear that the studio just doesn't care. Yeah, that's really the big thing. It's like there's a lot of potential, but then like the money gets burnt, and it's like again, I don't know if it's because like Madam Web just can't carry a film because the Madam Web is such a weird character to use. I mean, clearly that doesn't really matter to them because like Madam Web is like nothing like her comic counterpart, anyways. So you're just basically going along. She has some general powers like her clairvoyance or precognition, like stuff like that. I mean, they didn't get her gifted intellect, but like nobody's smart in this movie, so
Yeah, it's like
that's consistent.
yep, very consistent trait. I just want to die. Thank you, Sony. I'm never. I want to heal you guys. You guys are great. So great.
Yeah, and then Ezekiel Sims is like kind of a similar thing. It's like it's just in name only. I mean, but that's like true for all of them. Like you can't really identify Julia Carpenter, Anya Corazon, Ezekiel Sims, like any of those characters.
To be honest, if you by the way, don't use your student loans for this. Just saying, you better off spend your. Just saying, spend your student loans wisely.
Yeah, they will show up in Secret Wars and kill Kang, obviously. And like that's kind of my other thing too. It's like I mean, like Isabela Merced is like she clearly has like Hawkgirl up, so she's not like it's not like a big deal for her. But like I mean, yeah, I mean, but like I know like Dakota and Sydney, they were both talking about like Marvel Studios, like like the connections with the MCU possibly. That was like a while ago, but like I think it was like clear like Sony kind of gave them the false impression that like, oh, this could be like because like a lot of people want to work with Tom Holland. So yeah, that was like I don't know. It's like you can kind of see that, and then especially recently, like Dakota's just been like very clear that like I don't know what the final film looks like. We filmed a lot of stuff. We edited a lot of stuff. I don't know what the final film is going to be.
Yeah.
Which is fair. But yeah, I mean, like sometimes that's like the other thing too. It's like somebody has like a bad experience with like a comic book movie or show. It's like, and then they don't really want to do it again because like they were treated badly the last time. It's unfortunate because like it's like maybe DC could do better. I mean, is it possible? Maybe, maybe not. Some people just don't want to take that risk anymore, and it's understandable, but it's unfortunate at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know about that. I doubt Morbius 2 is gonna happen. I mean, at least she's in Dune Part 2, so
yeah.
some more Anya is good.
Well, they're considering her for the Fantastic Four movies. So
I've heard that. They've also said Black Cat. Her name has been tied for a while. I mean, to be fair, it's like she's one of the more popular names nowadays, so we'll have to wait and see.
yeah, it's
There's no way Morbius 2 is gonna happen.
yeah, I just
Yeah, I don't think we have anything planned like after Craven though.
yeah, that's what I heard. It's like I think they're Phantom free. All right, there's Phantom free coming.
Venom 3. I don't know, like they haven't. I never heard them talk about Rhino or Sandman or any of those characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google the Sony Spider-Man first. to see is that upcoming project, Sony Spider-Man universe. Let's see what the fuck they're gonna have. Okay, future, Craven the Hunt and Phantom 3. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, there's apparently a lot of things they're planning to do.
Sony has had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Whether they stick or not is the question.
Yeah, here's what the
Yeah,
Sinister
they
Six.
said El Muerto is still supposed to happen, just not with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, it's like there's the Sinister Six, the Night Watch. What the fuck is the Night Watch?
That's I doubt that's gonna happen.
There's a movie called Jackpot.
Yeah, that's it's another hero, kind of like MJ, but not really.
Oh, and then there's a Untitled Roberto Oxy move project. Okay.
These are really old. These are really old. These are like back when Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man. Yeah, these are old.
Yeah, it's like El Mortoro. I doubt that's gonna happen. Hypno Hustler. Miles Morales movie.
Yeah, at least like what Amy Pascal said recently. There's supposed to be they want to do Spider-Man 4 and Beyond the Spider-Verse, and then they'll do live action Miles Morales. Where does he go? They don't know yet, but like at least that's their plan for live action Miles Morales. Hypno Hustler, there's no way they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
because like I mean, Donald Glover, like they already found out like his Prowler connected with a lot of people, especially in Across the Spider-Verse. So there's no way they're gonna like. It's either they recast or it's like drop it, because like I mean like Hypno Hustler is kind of a weird character to use, especially
Yeah, I doubt they're gonna happen as well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we need to find like because I still find it hilarious that the story for El Muerto is like, oh, we wanted to cast Bad Bunny because he was a pretty good actor in Bullet Train, so it's like, oh, let's look up our Latino spider villains, and they're like, oh, El Muerto, perfect. So like, let's go with that. So it's like with Hypno Hustler, it's like, oh yeah, let's look through our black villains, and like, there he is.
I don't know. Maybe just do Electro again. Maybe that will work
at that point, or it's like Cardiac would be cool.
I'll just make her like Noir.
Or just stick with Prowler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really weird.
Sony's management skills is fucking stupid. Hey, do you remember Across the Spider-Verse? They were like, oh, we gotta release it.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Verse will end with Miles Morales waking up in live action to begin his new adventures. Sony Spider-Verse.
Yay.
I sure hope not.
Remember,
at the very least, I would like a universe where you see the live action versions, especially because I want to see Haley in the Spider-Gwen suit.
Yay.
But that's another conversation.
Yeah. By the way, do you remember how shit that Sony treat the people employed in the Spider-Verse movies?
Yeah.
That apparently keep changing scenes. That over 100 animators leave the job.
Yeah, and it's just annoying for fans too. It's like I was wondering if people are gonna notice that, like where all the theaters have different viewings, like they show different scenes. And it's like, dude, that's really annoying. And which one is the real one? That's like, I don't know why you would do that.
At this point, I was like, I don't even know if Beyond the Spider-Verse is gonna come out.
Yeah, we still don't have word on that. I'm sure they're gonna save it for 2025 very least, because they still need to follow we need at least one Sony's Marvel movie per year to keep Spider-Man. So it's definitely not this year for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only thing I heard about Spider-Man, Sony Spider-Man recently is like Nicolas Cage is gonna play like what Spider Noir in the show.
Live action as a show, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like they're talking about Silk, but like Silk apparently they're talking about they're changing management for like a male skewing audience. So it's like apparently they have like an all-female crew, but like I guess because like Madam Web failed because it had an all-female crew, Silk just has to take the dust on that. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, you know what? I need to look at the fucking showrunner. Okay, who's showrunning Silk?
Yeah,
She wrote Tyrius.
terriers.
Yeah,
Uh,
and also The Walking Dead, season 2 to 11.
that's a pretty big gap.
And also, I mean, the more she wrote a series, like the later the seasons, the more she wrote.
I don't mind a Silk series. My problem
I have,
really, my only issue with it in general is like I just know Sony would fuck it up. So what's the point?
I know that I have no confidence in this showrunner.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't really have any. Sony just doesn't have has the buzz, which is crazy because Sony has so many good characters in their roster that they could use, and like I just don't expect anything really.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just look at who is showrunning Spider Noir. Okay, this is Stephen Lightfoot from The Punisher.
Yeah,
Hannibal, fuck off. Hannibal season 2 and 3. Oh my god, that show is so overrated. I just want to kill. I was so surprised that people think this is so deep. I do not believe that people could understand everything of what the show just said to, can understand every plot point because it's so dumb. Because it's just I don't even know what to say about that.
yeah.
What are they even doing now? Okay, let's yes, there's two shows for Spider Noir. I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, I mean they talked about a Spider Woman like movie set in the across the Spider like set in the Spider Verse universe, animated. I it's either like Gwen is the lead or they will have Jessica Drew there. But
Maybe.
yeah, I mean I forgot about Jessica Drew in the movie
Yeah,
because
but
she's nothing like Jessica Drew.
let's be honest here. I don't think it'll happen after Across the Spider Verse. How badly the animators are treated.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, Beyond the Spider Verse will definitely happen. At the very least. They still need to do that one Sony movie a year, so they got to churn something out.
Yeah, I mean, probably they gonna make a movie about
I mean, they said there was supposed to be like a kind of thing that like they said like there was supposed to be like a kind of like a short film regarding like set in between like the first two like the two movies, and like it's about Miles Morales dealing with anxiety.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know what happened to that.
yeah, I was like, where's that from? Where's that? Spider-Man character. I was like, maybe they'll make a film someday about other characters. Hey, I know. Maybe they should make a film about Okay, name about what maybe Spider-Man's. Maybe there's gonna make maybe they suddenly make a film about Spider-Man's secret sister that is apparently here the entire time. That would be stupid.
Yeah, Teresa Parker.
Wait, what? Wait, what? That's a thing.
Yeah, Teresa Parker.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Um. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe they just make a show about Spider-Man. Spider-Man's uncle or something. Spider-Man's dad.
Yeah. I mean, Richard Parker and Mary Parker. They used to be Shield agents in the comics.
To be honest, I don't think everyone should be connected to superheroes nowadays. So it just makes Spider-Man less special. It's like, oh, your parents are Shield agents. Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's just another bad Sony movie, and I don't think they'll learn their lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that comment.
Yeah, my parents are secret spies too. How relatable.
Yeah. Maybe they're gonna have a Spider-Man movie called The Amazing Super Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they would ever do like Superior Spider-Man with Doc Ock as like, in the brain of Peter Parker.
No, I just saw anime which Loki and Spider-Man switch brain, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, that was Madam Web.
yeah,
I wish it was better.
Yeah, I wish to be, but what do you expect? It's Sony.
Yeah. Honestly, the Terminator plot line sounded stupid, but like it honestly sounds better than this.
Yeah, I mean, if they, I mean, my only concern is, it's MCU connected. You gotta fuck it up. It's like, it's gonna be isolated.
Yeah.
Then do it.
Yeah, at that point, just like do it. It would give Mary and the 3 Spider Women more agency if you just actually had them be Spider Women and have them protect pregnant Mary Parker so that Peter Parker could be born. And then Ezekiel Sims, I mean, like,
I mean,
makes sense because he's that kind of character that would hunt Spider-Man. I mean, it's not Morlun, the Spider-Verse villain in the comics, but
to be honest, if you're gonna ask
something.
me, yeah, it's something. To be honest, if you're gonna ask me, okay, what scenes are reshoots? Like, okay, so Sia Mama's character has to be all reshoots.
There's a lot of ADR in this movie. You can kind of tell from place to place. I mean, like, there's a lot of scenes where like they're talking and like there's like a delay when they speak, and then like, there's a lot of shots where it's like back of the head and like they say something. There's a lot of ADR moments here. You can definitely tell it's reshot a lot.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so Sia Mama's character has to be reshot because she has no connection between any characters aside from Sims.
Flying to Peru for the backstory.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
The mom backstory.
Yeah, that's like that seems really reshoot to me.
Because especially since like she just flies back to New York, no problem, and like just in time. Yeah.
Yeah, and what is other reshoot? To be honest, if I'm being honest, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so the only thing I can say is like I understand the concept of like, okay, so we didn't want to do this whole film where they all get their superpowers and they all get their super suits and they all do this and this and that. The problem is like that's like what the marketing does. So it's like it's really annoying when they just like it's actually just meant to be like a flashback that's not even flash forward that's not even real. So it's like that's just weird to me because like again you establish that like Sims has like flash forwarding powers too. So it's like I don't know why would you bother like doing that?
You know what? Yeah, that's weird. You know what? I'm gonna look at how many did they have any reshoots for the news? Reshoots. No, what the fuck did I say? Reshoots. Okay. I see. I found an article about this. Let me see. What is reshoots? Oh, right. Andrew Garfield is supposed to be in Madam Web.
Yeah, I mean they talked about one of the Spider people.
Yay. Oh, right. They made a reference about, do you know that there's a Spider-Man in the universe? It's like, there's not a thing. It's like, what the fuck is that?
For which one?
In the first scene, it's like the Dakota's like the mom is talking to Sims.
Yeah,
it's so weird. I mean, here it is.
1973.
Yeah. And here it is. Snyder also indicated that the primary reason for the movie's reshoot was to eliminate all 90s references and ensure alignment with the timeline. Additionally, the insider cautioned fans by saying they shouldn't expect any 90s reference in the movie. Huh?
That was the high priority, I guess.
Wow. So what the fuck? Okay, that's a thing. I mean, you're not gonna.
I guess we're at a point now where it's like the 2000s can be our past. We don't need the 90s anymore. We don't need the 80s anymore. which I guess fair. I guess like we're in the 2020s now, so like 2000s is pretty long ago. And then I don't know if it's like to avoid like Captain Marvel comparisons, like yeah, I guess because like that's the only superhero movies that could be in the 90s now.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Do you want to wonder? It's like, oh, this is so weird. This is such a weird movie. It's like it's not even Kevin Feige this time. It's just Sony.
Yeah, and this is like consistent behavior from Sony.
Yeah, I mean, at least Feige pretend for 10 years. Just saying.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Madam Web. Once again, as a reminder, we got another channel where we store all these videos from, another Reviews Corp podcast. We also have a Spotify of the same name. Both of those links will be in the description down below. You will expect to see this back up there on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, that was another episode of another Reviews Corp podcast. Unity, say goodbye to the people.
See, now I'm just going back to my boring life about doing university essays.
So yeah, I'm currently working on a few videos, and I want to keep them as a surprise for now. But yeah, we're definitely working on something soon, so be on the lookout for that. And we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.